Hey, this is Rob Thompson here from NextUp Podcast. This is a brand new podcast brought to you by all of us at GamePlanU. Thanks, Denise. We got Denise Zach in the back doing the producing of the show. So we're going to introduce you to a group of our interns, and this is a podcast about the voice from student athletes. We are lucky enough to have interns from the University of Florida. So these are student athletes from University of Florida, juniors and seniors. And this is a podcast about their voice, what they're experiencing now, especially in this time. This is being filmed in the fall of 2020. So this is what their thoughts are, what their mindset, what they're experiencing every day, what they're thinking about from their career perspective, all of those things. This is going to be a series that is going to be their voice by them, for them, and for their peers out there that are student athletes, that are college students, that are young professionals as well out there. And I'm going to bring them up one at a time. We're going to ask them a series of questions. If you are watching live, there's a place that you can make comments, obviously in the comment section, whether it's YouTube or Facebook. Please do so. We can answer any questions at the end. If you are watching as a replay as well, then just put your comments in. We'll try to get there as well. So these are student athletes from the University of Florida, part of the GamePlanU remote internship program. And remember, these are 8% of the student athletes that come out of high school get to play college athletics, and then even a smaller amount get to play Division I athletics, and then even a smaller amount are out there trying to be better in their career and what they want to do. This is a special group of student athletes. We're very fortunate to have them. So I'm going to bring them out right now, and we'll bring them out one at a time, and we're going to go in no particular order, but the order that they actually jumped on today. So we're going to bring out Lexi first, and we'll say hello to her. How you doing, Lexi? I think she's on a delay. There she is.
Hi.
So, Lexi, just introduce yourself. We're going to go around the horn. Introduce yourself within 30 seconds and where you're from, what you're doing.
I'm Lexi. I play lacrosse here at University of Florida. I am originally from Tampa, so not super far from here. I am a big fan of podcasts, so I'm happy to be on today. I hope to one day go into social media marketing or something that allows me to be a digital nomad in a sense, because my dream is to travel. So hopefully I'm able to do that someday. And I'm excited to be on today.
Fantastic, Lexi. Thank you so much. We're going to bring in Donovan Steiner. And Donovan.
Hi. My name is Donovan Steiner. I'm a senior here at the University of Florida. I major in sports management, and I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. I want a career in the sports industry, so I'm looking forward to learning more about it, and I'm happy to be on today.
Awesome. Thanks, Donovan. Sorry, I kind of left you hanging there for a second. I brought you in and I disappeared, so apologize. Clayton Brown, here you go. Clayton, how are you, buddy?
Hi, I'm good. My name is Clayton Brown. I'm a senior here at University of Florida. I do track and field here. I was born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica. So I'm very excited to be here and be on this podcast today.
Well, not only a track and field star, but you're also a 9-time All-American or 8-time All-American in track and field?
11-time All-American.
Well, 11, 9, well, so congratulations. Listen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Let's bring up our Charlotte Harmon. So how you doing, Charlotte?
I'm good. My name is Charlotte Harmon. I'm a junior at UF with a major in advertising and minoring in business. And I'm also an attacker on the women's lacrosse team. I'm originally from Darien, Connecticut, and I decided to come to UF my sophomore year. And my career goals are to be an account manager at an advertising agency in the future because I love connecting people and making new relationships.
Fantastic. Thanks, Charlotte. So anyways, I'm a little bit delayed in my editing here, but I'm back. So we're going to go around the horn and we'll bring everybody up at the end as well. But we're going to go around the horn. We're going to start the same rotation. We're going to ask one question. Everybody's going to get a chance to answer it, and gives you a little bit more of an inside look at these student athletes, these talented kids, and these up and coming rising stars. So Lexi, first question is on you. Come on up here. And Lexi has a little bit of a delay, but what inspired you to play, and who is that person that inspired you to play sports and lacrosse, and who is that inspiration in your life?
Just kind of my family in general. All of them are super athletic. My mom played tennis and my dad played lacrosse. His old sticks hanging up all throughout my house, and we have pictures of him playing. And so when I brought up to him in 5th grade that I wanted to start playing, he was ecstatic. And from that moment onwards, he's always been my go-to passing partner, shooting partner. Even if he's in the middle of work, if I ask him to pass, he's always like, yep, let's go. So he's been great for that, and such a support and such an inspiration too.
Wonderful. Those dads are always there for you, right? So very good. Here we go. Donovan and you, same question. Who inspired you?
I would say my older brother. I'm the youngest in my family, and I was always one of those kids that looked up to my brother. So he started playing football, so I wanted to be like him. So then I started. And also Texas, I'm from Texas, and it's just a huge football culture there. So like all of my friends play, so it was kind of just fun to just be a part of what everyone else was doing.
Yeah, I think it's the law. It's the law in Texas to play football growing up. But it's a good one. Yeah. Thank you, Clayton. How about you? Who was your inspiration?
I would say my inspiration is Usain Bolt. I grew up in Jamaica. He was kind of the big star, fastest man in the world. So I always grew up seeing that, and I wanted to be like that. So I think that's the reason I started track and field, to see if I can be that inspiration to kids younger than me.
That's a pretty good inspiration to have. He was a monster in the Olympics. Yeah, that's a good one. Last one. Charlotte, how about you?
Well, my story is that I moved from Cleveland, Ohio to Darien, Connecticut when I was in the 2nd grade. And lacrosse was a very, very popular sport in Darien, but I'd never heard of it. And my dad actually played Division I soccer in college, and he always taught us the importance of playing sports and learning the values of teamwork and grit. And so he knew that would transfer over to whatever we wanted to do, whatever we were passionate about. And luckily, he gave me the support to continue journeying with my lacrosse career.
I'm sure he's proud. That's a good one. All right, so let's shift this over a little bit more to motivation. Inspiration is a big thing to at least get you started, but you got to be motivated every day, and certainly go through what these talented student athletes are going through, and you out there watching as well, whether it's in business or whether it's in sports, you have to stay motivated every single day to get up, get after it, get up for 5 a.m. workouts and all the other things that these guys have to do in their very busy schedule. So let's go around the horn again with this question. What is it that motivates you every single day to do what you're doing? Lexi, you're up first.
I think to say that I'm motivated every single day would be a lie. Sometimes I don't have any motivation, and it's just kind of habit to go out, start it, and then once I see my teammates, and I'm like, okay, this is why I'm here. Like, my teammates motivate me from then on out. But in the broad picture of things, I do love the sport. And so to go out there, to be prepared and play the best that I can, it's just a very fulfilling feeling, especially when I'm doing it alongside of people that I love and I love to work with. I'm also kind of a perfectionist, so that drives the little things. It drives me going out, getting on the wall, just so that I can perform at the best of my abilities. But people also have such a great impact on my motivation.
Same question, Donovan. What is it that motivates you every day, Donovan?
I would say one, my passion for the game motivates me every day, but also just how far I've become, how far I've came in general. Looking back, I can just remember, people always telling me how it's such a small percentage of people that make it this far in football, especially playing at a school like the University of Florida. So that was always motivating to me, and just how far I've become, it makes me just want to keep going.
That's a good one to have as well. Clayton, how about you, buddy?
I think for me, it's the love of the sport that gets me doing it every day. I mean, you wouldn't do it if you don't love it. And for also is the Olympic dream. I feel like I'm so close, and I know I'm that close to fulfilling that Olympic dream. So that's kind of drive me every day to get up and go out there and do my best.
Yeah, I know it's certainly not easy, but having those Olympic rings staring at you is a pretty good motivation to have. All right, so the last one, we'll bring up Charlotte. Same question.
I would say my parents are my motivation because they sacrifice their time and energy to help me fulfill my dream of playing lacrosse at the highest level and at the best school possible. And I also just keep in mind every single day that it's a privilege to be here and I earned my spot, and not everyone gets this opportunity. So I definitely attack every day with that mentality.
Yeah, I love that. It is a privilege. It is definitely a privilege to play at the University of Florida and to be a Division I athlete. So that's a great answer. All right, so let's shift gears a little bit. I know Lexi's having a little bit of trouble with her connection over there. So thumbs up if you're good. And we're going to jump into the next one. So let's last couple questions, and we're going to really drill down a little bit more. And we're going to talk about challenges. The first one were easy. I just lob pitched those ones to you. But we're going to talk about the challenges that you face, personally and within athletics. And how do you overcome those challenges?
I think my freshman year was the first time that I really faced significant challenges within the sport of lacrosse. Like I was saying, I come from Tampa, and the sport down there isn't big. It's not anything like it is here. Florida is clearly, it's the University of Florida. Like, it's a great school. The athletics are amazing. And I came onto the team, and everyone that I was playing with was just so good. It was just the next caliber. And just adjusting to college in general was kind of a challenge for me. But I feel like the most important thing that allowed me to get through that first year was just talking to people about it and like trying to be positive and just stay in the moment, instead of thinking, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do tomorrow? Can't believe I've practiced tomorrow again. You just have to really stay in the present and try not to think too much about the past, too much about the future. And also, I had so many calls with my mom freshman year where she just like talked me through everything. And so that's mainly how I was able to get through it. And I'm glad I did, because sophomore year's going a lot better.
Yeah. And your Wi-Fi got much better, by the way. So staying in the moment. Nice job, Lex. So Donovan, how about you? You came to another hotbed of football in Florida. You left Texas, which I'm sure, they had the signs out saying, why did he leave Texas to go to Florida? So I'm sure the levels of challenges that you faced were pretty drastic. How did you overcome those, especially your freshman year?
Yeah, I would say my freshman year was the biggest challenge. Growing up, I was always on winning teams, so I didn't have that much adversity. But my freshman year, we went 4-7. The whole coaching staff got fired, so that was a tough time for us, and there was a lot of adversity, especially being a freshman and still adjusting to college. It kind of messed my confidence up a little bit at times, and I was kind of unmotivated to keep going like during the season. But now looking back, I'm glad that I just kept my head down and just kept working along with the rest of my team. And then we just completely turned it around. We won the Peach Bowl the next year and then won the Orange Bowl the year after that. So, yeah, that's kind of the challenge that I faced.
It's when you come from high school, especially when you come from high school and you have a winning program, and you go to a college that has a losing program, or not a losing program, but a couple of losing streaks there. And then you learn these kind of you build this foundation of knowing that everything ain't going to always go your way.
Yeah.
and in certain
Exactly.
situations. And if you stick with it and if you believe in the process, because sometimes when coaches and leaders say it, you're like, okay, whatever. But when you really, truly go through it like you did, it says a lot about you as a leader. So nice job. And you guys are off to a good start too this year.
Yeah.
So let's, right from Jamaica. I mean, there's so many layers to this question for you.
Yeah.
First of all, you're an international student, right? Coming in the United States, completely changed everything. You're coming to a place that is like being in, the Taj Mahal of sports, right? In the Mecca. And you realize after a while that, all the challenges you could overcome. I'm spending way too much time teeing this up for you because I want to hear you talk. So, but talk about your challenges, and I'm really interested in what you have to say.
I mean, the biggest challenge for me was the cultural difference. Like growing up in Jamaica, everything down there is different than coming here, like without even a warning, just straight into a D1 program. It's a lot different. And I think that was hard for me coming here by myself, no family, no friends. It was hard to make friends and like get comfortable around the people who I had to work with on a daily basis. But I would say the track and field team is more like a family, and they made me feel very welcome. And they're the reason I overcome this challenge and make me feel comfortable and welcome me a part of the family. So that's how I overcome it, with their help, making me comfortable and making me feel like they wanted me to be here and feel happy to be there.
It's one thing to step into to the big time like you've done and to come from a different country, but to be able to excel at it the way you have and all you guys have on this call is so commendable. And you guys are such great examples of leaders in the next phase of rising stars coming up. So so congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
All right. So from I'm Charlotte, hold on here, from Connecticut. And the same question, but let me twist it a little bit. A Northeast kid coming down, down south, a lot of layers to it. You just can't get in a car and go home, on the weekends, and which a lot of you guys can't either. But what was it? What was the challenges that you faced from a Northeast kid coming from a small town in Connecticut to this massive environment that's University of Florida?
Yes, you're right. It's definitely not easy to go back home. And one of the most challenging experiences that I had freshman year was when I had my second ACL tear in my knee. And I actually had to stay down here for the first half of the summer to have surgery in Florida and recover for it. And my mom came down for about a week, but then for the next month and a half of the summer, I was down in Florida alone. And it was really challenging just trying to motivate myself. But my perspective shifted over when I just thought about how in physical therapy, you're doing one rep at a time. And I translated that into my day, and I took it one day at a time. And that really helped me push through.
Awesome. Sorry about that delay. Yeah, I know ACLs, the fact that you came back for what you have 2, just to come back from 1, regardless of the sport, is incredible. The fact you came back from 2 says a lot about you, Charlotte, and you're willing to not give up and keep going. So, so congratulations on that too. I'm going to bring all you guys back in here for the end, and I'm going to bring. We got everybody on? I think so. Can we see everybody? Am I missing something here? Oh, Charlotte. There we go. All right. So for the last one, I'm going to change up the last question. Because I think this I want to go around the horns as well, but let's talk about, for the last question, talk about the thing that you found out about yourself. What did you realize about yourself that has changed since your freshman year? Like, what have you discovered in yourself, your personality, things that you could overcome? Obviously, being on things like this, you start saying it to the world, and you start, oh, wow, that really did happen to me, or I really am that person. What are those things? Lexi, I'm going to go for you first, and then we're going to go around. What are those things that you discovered about yourself through being here?
I think that for me, I've always been the type of person that it's hard for me to become friends with people and open up to people right away. And coming onto a team of 40 girls where I essentially didn't know anyone. I had heard of people, but I didn't know them. It was a hard adjustment coming into a complete team of strangers. And my first year with them kind of taught me that, because they were so welcoming and so inviting, it taught me that I can be myself around these people, and that being authentic and being yourself is the best thing that you could do and the easiest way to meet people. I think as soon as I actually opened up and really showed the side of me that I don't usually to people that I am just meeting, that's when I started really connecting with people. And so I would say just authenticity is the most important thing you can have going into college.
Yeah, there's no, and you can reinvent yourself a little bit too, right? You can start over. Donovan, how about you? I mean, what were the things that you discovered about yourself that maybe you're shocked at? Because as you get older and go through this process, we all grow up, right? You become more mature. What are those things that you found about yourself going through this time?
I think I learned that I have thick skin. Which is something that you really need as a high level athlete at a place like the University of Florida. There's a lot expected out of you, and especially this day and age with social media. Say you might have a bad game or something, and a lot of people might say a lot of bad things about you, but you can't let that get to you. You can't let that mess with your mentality or your confidence. So I wish I kind of would have known that in the beginning of my career here. I used to let it bother me sometimes, but now I just stay focused on the task at hand, and I think it's really helped my career.
Yeah, do you find that from going through high school where the coaches are a little bit nicer, right?
Yeah.
In most places. But you get to college, it turns, this is their livelihood too, right? And things, they get a little bit more aggressive. They're not as nice. Your strength and conditioning coaches become probably your best friends, right?
Yeah.
Because they're kind of the uncles and aunts.
Mm-hmm.
And thick skin is, you're going to need, we all need that later on. Don't take things so personally, right? So yeah, it's great that you recognize that. Clayton, how about yourself? From that 16, 17, 18-year-old to where you are now, and what did you learn about yourself?
Well, I learned that I can actually let people in, because growing up, I didn't let anybody into my life that wasn't my family. And then I moved here. I didn't have my family with me, so I had to have my teammates and my coaches become my family. And I never thought that I would ever let anybody in so close to me that wasn't my family. And that changed once I got here. So now I got two families, and I'm really happy about that and happy about the person that I've become today.
Yeah, you nailed it. The one thing people would tell you, you look around your locker room, guys, and you look around your dormitories and your apartments and your classes, your circle of friends that you have now, the 3 or 4 or 5 and maybe 40 or 50, they're going to be your friends for life. The guys that I'm closest with are without a doubt the guys that I play college ball with. Yeah, without a doubt. And I'm 53 years old. And I think everybody would tell you that. So even though they may get on your nerves, or, you get that one person in the locker room that's just, come on, they're going to be there forever with you. So enjoy that moment. So Clayton, thanks for sharing that. That was a good one. Charlotte, how about you?
I would say that something I wish I knew freshman year was that I am extroverted and I do have confidence. I think looking back, I was a little bit shy and timid sometimes, and I was worried to be too aggressive on some of the older girls in practice, or just walk up and introduce myself. And now I've learned that I am confident in any situation, and I do enjoy meeting new people and welcoming new people to the team. And so I definitely encourage all freshmen to be confident and know that they have the ability, just like everyone else, to do what they need to do.
Yeah, that's great. It's so true. It's amazing what we find out about ourselves, especially when we have platforms like this to talk about it, because you become vulnerable a little bit, right? You just kind of open up on things. But anyway, so I want to thank you guys. This is the first episode of the NextUp series. You guys are the voices. You're the voices of those student athletes that are sitting there thinking about their season, thinking about what's going to happen, being, in kind of constricted areas sometimes and not being able to really fulfill that experience in college. But these things happen in life, and you guys have this great foundation to build upon. You'll never forget this experience, good, bad, or indifferent. But this is your voice. This is the voice of you guys are the future leaders, right? In industry, in sports, the sports industry, business, entrepreneurship. You guys are it. You're an example of what the up and coming rising stars are going to be. So this is your platform to continue to develop. Sorry, I was a little bit funky in the beginning with my editing and bringing people in and out, and Lexi fixed her sound, so we ended on a good note. So, anyways, on behalf of Levin, Clayton, and Charlotte over there at the end, we want to thank you, everybody. We have Denise in the background. Let's bring Denise in just to embarrass her with her hair up.
Yeah, great. See my sweatshirt. Hi, everybody.
Denise in, our executive producer on this. Denise, so she's the, she was the one who came up with all the questions and all that. So listen, thank you, everybody. You're going to be hearing more from us. This is our first series of the NextUp podcast, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody, for joining.
Bye, everybody.
Hi, thank you.